But which kind of leads me to my next question: we know they're going to keep making Batman movies, and we know Nolan has said, barring Warner Brothers backing a friggin' Brinks truck into his driveway and just being like, here's a blank check, go. Who do you want to see take over the helm, or what do you want them to do?
Well, I think Warner would be wise to do that. Actually, that's a really good question. Because as much as I like my superhero comics to be kind of fantastic and unreal, I think that Nolan's strength is that he brings a really good reality to Batman. It's so believable and it's so grounded. And I kind of want the movies to continue in that tradition, but I don't know that anyone can do it as well as Nolan. So maybe Batman, he might just get folded up into Justice League for a while. I assume Warner is moving towards doing that with their different movie franchises. Totally. That would be okay. If maybe in another 10 years someone else can give their kind of take on Batman. But on the other hand, it could be like James Bond, where Nolan sets the tone and then people just keep making Batman movies in that kind of vein for years. That'd be fine too.
Yeah, that's one of the rumors I've heard. Another thing that has been kind of floating around is with the success of the comic miniseries that's out now on it, and they're re-releasing the series on DVD as one of those their giant Warner Brothers complete set of Doom things with absolutely no extras. It's just if you already have the set, you're screwed, like me. There's become a new interest in Batman Beyond, and I've heard a rumor that they might want to do, okay, we have Batman Year One, now we're going to jump ahead and do more kind of like a Batman Beyond thing. It's one of those things I think could go either two ways. Really bad episode of Power Rangers, or The Matrix.
I'm a big fan of Batman Beyond. It has a place in my heart. So I think that could be really cool. That would be an interesting way to solve the problem of making a good Batman movie without imitating Nolan. And, without breaking from what he's done. Just set it in the future of the Nolanverse. Now that said, you still have the issue of how close do we stick to the comic. And I fear with cartoon rather. I fear that with Batman Beyond, because not a lot of people know it, they might feel like they can take too many liberties with it.
That's true. I kind of wish, my biggest thing is let's get I want to see someone like Alex Proyas or the Wachowski brothers do that. Alex Proyas, of course, from The Crow.
Make it feel dark and futuristic.
Kind of don't make it The Dark Knight wasn't really a superhero movie. It was a crime movie. It's just the main good guy. The protagonist wore a bat suit, and the main antagonist dressed up as a clown.
Yeah.
Make a Matrix-y cyberpunk movie. I just throw the dude in a bat suit.
Yeah, that's true. The key to Batman Beyond,
with the techno music background and
right,
everything.
Yeah, exactly right. The music was so crucial to the setting for Batman Beyond, because for 6 or 7 years of Batman the Animated Series, it was all symphonic. They had a real orchestra scoring the show. And then all of a sudden you get to Beyond, it's electric guitar and a drum machine. And yeah, that was crucial to setting it apart. And I think that's a good call. If you want to stay true to the feel, cyberpunk is a good way to go. That was someone famous did that guitar theme. I don't know who, but anyway, love the music.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Yes, exactly, Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Which I remember watching that and I was like, wait, I'm so confused now. But the other big news story of the week, and again I'm gonna, you can see them all right here, is Captain America, the Human Torch, has finally revealed how the Captain America suit is going to look. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of Captain America. I don't see how this movie is going to play out well anywhere but here. Maybe Canada. Definitely not Mexico. I don't see how this movie is going to play out and be globally successful like Spider-Man, like the X-Men, like Batman, like Superman. I don't see how it's going to work, but it has Hugo Weaving in it as the Red Skull, so it's not going to be that bad, if not only for him. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, that's an interesting point I hadn't considered, because when people talk about the comic companies, DC tends to have the more iconic characters, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. It's hard to get more iconic than that. But when you talk about icons at Marvel, everyone says Captain America. But yeah, I don't know that he is a worldwide icon. He is an American icon, but
worldwide.
Yeah, I mean, by definition of who he is. I think that Captain America could be a really sweet war movie, though. Like you said, Dark Knight is a crime movie with Batman in it. Captain America could be a war movie with a superhero in it. I like these costumes. I think that they're definitely taking the ultimate look purposefully, and I think which
is good.
It is good, right? Because it makes it, again, kind of more realistic. Like I can buy that this might have been real. Now that's not an asset with every superhero. But I think with Captain America it is, because he's grounded in a very real thing, the horrors of war. So, yeah, I'm a fan, and I assume this guy in the corner, that's Hugo Weaving as Red Skull.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving is going to be playing Red Skull, which almost guarantees that the movie won't suck entirely.
Yeah, that's true. Hugo Weaving is awesome.
He's the only thing that made me watch the first Transformers, really. Megan Fox aside.
And now you don't even have that.
No, now that's gone. So it's like, oh well, fuck. I saw the entire second one.
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I think I got mad at the racist robot, and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they're gone in the next one. My friend had joked that maybe they'll replace the African American twins with like a rickshaw robot or something. Me so sorry, Optimus. That's not cool though. Sorry.
What are you reading right now? I mean, we talk about TV, well, not really TV, but movies and all that. What, comic-wise, what are you reading? What are your thoughts on some of the stuff right now?
Probably my favorite thing that I'm reading is the Grant Morrison Batman arc, which we talked a little bit about before recording. And it turns out that every Batman book he's written since 2006 has been kind of building to this conclusion that's gonna ship next month. And I find it really interesting. Kind of the downside is that there's nothing for me to look forward to when it's done except Batman Incorporated, which is more like not an afterthought, but like a postscript to his story. Like his main Batman saga ends in 2 or 3 weeks, and that bums me out because other than they took a break after R.I.P., between R.I.P. and Batman and Robin, but other than that, there's every month been like some chapter in this Morrison Batman epic.
Which, with the break they took with Battle for the Cowl, I thought, and I'm one of the few people who did, I thought was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't dig Battle for the Cowl as much, just because I thought we kind of knew where it was going from when it started. But I see where it was an important series to put out. I mean,
everyone and their mother knew Dick Grayson was going to become Batman. I mean, there was no, well, what about Jason? No, Jason Todd is not. As much as we like Jason Todd now, after we killed him off a decade and a half ago, he's not going to become Batman. I will admit that the last page of the first issue of that, with Jason Todd just busting through the rubble like, I'm Batman, motherfucker! Guns blazing was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And I'm like, maybe he could be Batman.
And I like Tony Daniels' art. I'm just not sold on him as a writer, but I think he's a good artist. Yeah. You got Batman Beyond up. Is that going to be behind us too?
Yeah, I'm probably going to throw the cover of it up there.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? The Hush Beyond.
It's funny you said that you really like Hush, because I do not. I'm not a fan of Hush, but I think bringing him into the Beyond universe is pretty interesting. I was really worried about when they tease who Hush is at first. I was worried, but then, and I spoiled this for John. I'm sorry. It's not exactly who you think it is. So that was cool. Mostly, I feel like the writer has a very good handle on how the characters act in the show. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Thus far, I'm at issue 4 for whatever the most recent issue was.
I think 5.
And 5. And I'll admit that when Tim Drake was like, "You might want to check out this guy," I'm like, "Fuck." Nightwing is Hush.
Yeah.
Spoiler. But I got to the point, and while I figured out he wasn't, just because at the same time Hush was fighting the bat.
Well, it's kind of a
bat mech.
It's like a nod to Kingdom Come, I think, right? Because in the Kingdom Come, he designs robots to protect Gotham when he becomes unable.
And this brings us up to what you see right now, Batman Incorporated.
Yeah.
Batman the Initiative, essentially, is what I call this. I kind of did a quick vlog on this last night, after I finished reading Batman Robin number 15, and I was like, the Initiative? Is Robin going to get a cool like War Machine armor now? I mean, that's kind of the way, you know, I read it and I'm like, okay, I kind of did some research on it because I missed the boat on this announcement at San Diego and New York completely. I don't know how I missed that one, but I'm reading it and I see the ad for it and I'm like, that logo is cool, but I'm confused. So I did some research on it and I'm like, okay, it's the Initiative with Batman and not Iron Man. Is he Tony Stark? Is Bruce Wayne a Skrull? That'd be weird.
That's a good analogy. He is like Tony Stark, and the way that Morrison describes it is it's Batman going corporate, which is interesting because the way that it's pitched is like Bruce realizes that he can't be everywhere at once, but maybe the Batman brand can. So like all of a sudden there's like an Argentinian Batman, and you know we already know the Knight and Squire, the Europe or the British Batman and Robin, you know, and
they set that up pretty well.
Yeah, and it certainly it won't be the flagship Batman title, you know, like I feel like it's more kind of a fun offshoot, like let's see what globetrotting adventures Bruce Wayne gets up to. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I read about it was okay, well, Dick Grayson is pretty much gonna be the Gotham City's Batman, which is good because I'm like, okay, what is he? I mean, it's like, okay, I spent the last year and a half as Batman.
Gets demoted right away. That's not cool.
What am I, Robin again? I gotta start all the way at the bottom. What the hell?
Yeah, he's like Spoiler. He becomes a new Spoiler. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. All the Batman books are getting I guess you might call it a relaunch or a renaissance after Return of Bruce Wayne is over. New creative teams on everything.
Which, except Grant Morrison is staying for something.
No, Incorporated only.
Oh, Incorporated, that's the only thing he's staying for?
Yeah, I think Tony Daniels is taking Batman. David Finch is writing and drawing a new series called The Dark Knight, which is supposed to be more of a supernatural take on Batman. And I'm interested, because I love Finch's art. I mean,
definitely.
Remains to be seen if he can write a good story, but it's worth looking at, I think.
I haven't picked up a Marvel book since Brand New Day, or the events right after Brand New Day.
Okay.
I think I picked up Amazing Spider-Man number 600 just because.
Yeah, I did too. It was alright.
But besides that, I think Brand New Day just pissed me off so much. Or One More Day. What the
One More Day was where
he made
the deal, and Brand New Day is the reset.
Okay, yeah, that made me mad, so I just stopped reading. And I didn't pay attention at anything that happened after Civil War, so I have no idea what's going on in what happened with Siege and Secret Invasion and all that. Right when the Initiative started, I'm like, okay, I don't care anymore. We know where this is leading. And I read a little bit, but once they announced that, hey, people are going to be not really who they say they are, it's like, okay, Tony Stark's a Skrull, and this is going to reset everything, and I just wasted a year of my life. Great, thanks, Marvel. Continuity. You know, what do you...
Well, I also pretty much stopped my Marvel reading. You know, when you can't get comic books that cost anymore, you have to reevaluate why you buy what you do. The only two books I read are the two core Avengers books, Avengers and Secret Avengers, that Brian Michael Bendis and Ed Brubaker. Avengers is kind of the basic, like, big superhero team. Like, you have Thor, Cap, and Iron Man on the same team again, although it's Bucky Cap, not Steve Rogers Cap. And then Secret Avengers is more like a James Bond, like, espionage style Avengers team, which is kind of interesting. And they got me because Beast is on the team, and Beast is my favorite Marvel character.